The focus of this bill is to really look at those people that seek to profit from selling tickets and packaging these tickets up and inflating the price of those tickets to make a buck. We have had situations, particularly of recent, where somebody might purchase a block of tickets for the tennis, add a hamburger in and take a ticket that might be a couple of $100 and sell it for a couple of $1,000 for what's effectively a food and beverage package.
The bill will create an offence for falsely claiming to be an authorised seller of ticket packages and require event organisers to establish and maintain a register of on their public event website of the authorised sellers of ticket packages for the duration of the event, and provides a copy to the Minister at the conclusion of the event.
We note that similar situations have been identified in other state jurisdictions within Australia, but these loopholes were closed some time ago. And so it is good to see that finally we are getting some changes, but it is the Andrews government again playing catch-up with other states.
Another important part of this amendment requires ticket resellers to provide the original face value of the ticket, the resale price and information such as seat detail.
Obviously we see people standing outside the G trying to sell tickets illegally, trying to scalp tickets illegally, but that's obviously questionable. But when we see them tied up in packages to be able to scalp, that is just plain and simply wrong.
All events, and particularly major events, are a risk-taking exercise, and those who are putting their money and time and efforts and resources into hosting those events should be rewarded with being able to profit from those events. What it is really looking at specifically is these secondary ticket resellers who have no particular connection with the event and are just using the opportunity, getting online early, buying a bunch of tickets and then reselling it.
Major events legislation just can't be about protecting the profits of the primary ticket seller or the company that puts on the event. It should be primarily about ensuring fair access to tickets. Now, yes, as I said, stopping scalping, protecting consumers against scalping, but it's not to say that there aren't issues with the primary ticket sellers as well and those who put on their events in terms of ensuring fair access to tickets. It's ridiculous that at the start of every year, footy fans are encouraged, supported, pushed very hard to sign up, become a member of your club, which many people do now in droves, hundreds of thousands of people signing up. Yet when it comes to the last day in September, they've got to fight for those 30-odd thousand tickets that are made available when there's 70-odd thousand tickets going elsewhere, and a very large proportion nominated as corporate tickets but really are just inflated package deals.
These scalpers get more clever all the time, and they adjust the way that they operate, and of course that's why this bill is before the House, to block off some of those intentions of those scalpers to remanufacture themselves in a different way, which actually legitimises them to be continuing in the work that they do, which deprives other Victorians and Australians of their favourite events.
When you have these unauthorised dealers, that can actually ruin the reputation of a promoter. It can ruin the reputation of an artist as well, or make it seem as though life, in Melbourne, if you're an artist coming in, is quite difficult.
This bill is a further example of our government wanting to and ensuring responsibly protecting all Victorians and making sure to secure industry from malicious practices.
It's certainly not good enough to simply declare, let the buyer, let the consumer be where there is a significant power imbalance between, the ordinary Victorian consumer and often these sort of corporate giants. They're absolutely colossal.
I think I slept overnight at Traralgon Central Plaza for Pearl Jam tickets, and missed out, unfortunately, and bought some tickets for a scalper, rocked up, and the security said, "What are these?" paid good money for them.
A bill like this is incredibly important because it sets the tone and it makes sure that we can continue to embrace the 21st century with a boldness and an aspiration of thinking about where we could go. This is the Asian century and this is where we find ourselves. This is the time where we've got to try and make sure that people, irrespective of their background, can reach their potential, and I commend the bill to the House.